Good afternoon. Hi, this is Shauna Holt with Fit Frugal Life, and I am here for Saving Money on Groceries Part 4. And today I'm going to be talking about, organic, natural, local, when you should buy these and, when not to worry about it. So, in case you haven't checked out my other 3 videos in this part, you might want to go back and make sure you catch them. Today I'm going to be giving away a freebie again, and this time I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to put it in the comments section so that you can just go down there, click on it, and go right to it. So, if this is the first video you're tuning into, I'm a mom of 8 and 8 fur babies as well. I've been struggling to feed my family on less money, less time, less stress, but still give them healthy options and not so much processed boxed food stuff. So I've had to figure out the hard way on how to do these things and how to make it work. So what I'm doing is I'm just sharing all of my tips of what I've learned and done research on, and just things that I've been doing. So today it's going to be, I know there's a lot of debate on organics and GMOs and all natural when it comes to food. And in a perfect world, of course, local, organic is the best. We probably all know that. But I personally don't have a perfect life. And I have to make decisions based on money. And I have to weigh the amount of the money based on the amount of the benefits. So I'm not here to debate one way or the other. I just want to provide tips for you to make the decisions yourself for your family and save the most money. So first I want to make a few clarifications. The word natural, whenever they put the word all natural or natural on anything, it means absolutely nothing. It's an advertising scheme to get people that don't know that it's a scheme to buy it based on that word being put on that box or on that bag. And there's actually no government regulations whatsoever on putting the name natural. There's actually been companies like General Mills and Snapple that have been sued because they put, that labeling on there. Even GMOs, whether or not, you eat GMOs or not, they can be all natural. They can have an all natural label on them. So now the word local. The word local isn't very clear either. Whole Foods, the grocery store, they consider local to be within 200 miles of that store. Other stores, they may go by it being within 400 miles. If you go to your local farmers markets, they will have their own rules as well. Some farmers markets, they require you to be producing that in that state. And then other farmers markets, their rules is that it must be within a certain amount of mileage. And they might have other rules too. So for it to be tagged as local doesn't mean, it's right there in your backyard. I know that personally, I've went to Walmart and seen a big sign up one time. I'm in Illinois right now, and it was last summer, and there were tomatoes, and they were marked as local. And when I looked at the sticker on them, it said that they came from Arkansas. So, they still had to get on a truck and be transferred. They're not like your local farmers picking it the night before or the morning of, bringing it over to the farmer's market for you to purchase. No, they're still putting it on a truck and moving it along, which means that they're typically pulled out of the ground sooner than they should be. I personally love going to farmers markets. I know that the food that I get from them usually tastes a lot better. You can tell that they're fresher. And if it's in peak season, which that's another topic I'm going to be talking about at another day, it'll be cheaper. So, like last summer, I got cucumbers for 45-50 cents each at the farmer's market, when at the store, they were that per pound, or they were $1 each or something like that. So definitely check out your farmers markets. I love to actually, get to know the farmers that are selling the foods, and they'd love to sit, chat with you and stuff like that. Another word out there is USDA Organic. Now this word is different. It has regulations. To have your item listed as USD Organic, it has to be submitted to a lot of testing, which isn't cheap. It isn't quick. It's a lot of work to get your product to pass the USD Organic label. It can't be pesticides that were chemically based can't be used on those crops. You can't have a chemically based fertilizers. They can't be GMOs, anything like that used in growing the fruits or vegetables. When you're talking about meat and eggs and dairy, the animal can't be given antibiotics or growth hormones. And there are a lot of other restrictions as well. Just so you know, though, if it says, there is a difference between USD Organic and Organic. USD Organic means that they've went through these testings and they've been proven to not have this. Now, a lot of smaller farmers and even middle-sized farmers, they don't have the amount of resources or the money to go through that certification process, but they still may be abiding by the organic rules. And this is where you could get to know the farmers either at the farmers market, or even sometimes they'll have just roadside stands set up close to their farm. You can get to know what they do, with their crops, and get to know the family, and it's really nice when you can do that. Now, why this is important to me is I'm a cancer survivor, and I know that during my treatment, I got a whole approach to my treatment, and one of them was using food as medicine. And a lot of produce can help prevent cancer. So I learned a lot of different things on different foods, and especially, specifically organic and natural and local and stuff like that too. So it's really important to me. But I always go back and forth on, should I spend the money, and do the benefits outweigh it? So what I look at to make the decisions is, there's a company called EWGorg, and they are I'm trying to find a consumer rights organization that they take produce every year, and they clean it, they prep it, and then they test it when it's ready to be eaten. And based on their testing, they come up with 2 different lists for the year. One of them is the Clean 15, and one of them is the Dirty Dozen. And what that is the Clean 15 is a list of 15 fruits and vegetables that were found to have the least amount of pesticides. These are the 15 that you don't have to buy organic, that you can feel safe feeding your family these without having to have the USDA Organic label on them. And then on the Dirty Dozen, it's a list of 12 of the ones that were found the most pesticides on that produce. And these are the ones that I look at whenever I'm picking whether or not I'm going to buy USD Organic or not. So whenever, you don't have the money to, to buy the perfect organic all the time, I just like me, I go with the Dirty Dozen and I say, okay, well, if I need to buy anything that's on the Dirty Dozen list, I will find these organic in, the least cost effective way. Either I will find it on sale, find it at a store that sells it the cheapest, or I will pick something off of the other list. So, and then the rest of, the foods that are not on the Dirty Dozen, they're not on the Clean 15, they're just kind of up to you. Whether or not, they're much of a difference in price is usually what I look at. If, say, we're talking about cucumbers, cucumbers are not on either list. I was just looking at the list. And so cucumbers, if you can buy a cucumber for 50 cents, 75 cents, but then you can buy an organic for, say, $1. Well, it isn't that much of a price difference, but if it was, say, 50 cents for the non-organic and it was $3 for the USD Organic cucumber, then you would probably say, well, you know what, I'm going to save that money for the things that are, that I really need to buy that's organic. And then you can choose that way. So my freebie today is actually those lists. It's the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. And I've put both of them on the list for you, and I'm going to put it in the comment section so that you can just go ahead and click and download it, print it off, save it to your computer, and keep it in that price book that we talked about yesterday on during my my part 3 of the saving money. So, or part 2, I don't remember. Anyway, it was one of the parts, right? If you haven't caught them all. So again, if you have any questions about either one of these, go ahead and make it in the comments below. I'll check back in the next 48 hours to get back to you on trying to answer your questions, and also share this with someone that would be interested in the difference between organic, natural, or just figuring out what is the best way to save money on this produce. And I hope to see you again tomorrow with my next part in saving money on groceries. And you have a great day.